Peace lads, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, and today I'm going to bring you guys the Leicester City versus Norwich match preview. So today guys, I'm going to bring you the match preview for the game on Saturday when Norwich travel to the King Power to take on Leicester in the Premier League. But before we get into it, make sure big thumbs up down below on today's video if you want to enjoy this Leicester versus Norwich match preview. Subscribe if you haven't seen my face on your screen before. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe guys if you haven't, because it is much appreciated. And while you're down there, make sure to hit my channel post notifications so you never miss any future videos on the channel just like this one. Follow my social medias down there. Links to all of them will be in the description down below. And let me know your thoughts on the game, your score predictions in the comment section down below. So guys, starting with this match preview, we are going to be talking about opposition for the game on Saturday down at the King Power, and it's obviously Norwich. And sadly, I haven't got a Norwich fan on the channel today, so I guess I'm going to have to talk a little bit about Norwich to get this Norwich side of the preview out of the way. But yeah, let's get into the Norwich side of the match preview. So it hasn't been the best of seasons for Daniel Farke's men under Norwich. They sit just above Southampton in a relegation zone with only 11 points. So it hasn't been a good start to the season at all. They've showed flashes here and there, obviously with that big win against Manchester City at Carrow Road, but then they lost 5-1 to Aston Villa. So they really are a mixed bag on Norwich. So it could go either way on Saturday, but I'm very confident that Leicester can get all 3 points. Siri, who did Norwich play last time out?
Norwich City played Sheffield United last Sunday at 1400 hours.
And they lost 2-1, obviously. They went in from Tete. It wasn't the best of performances for them, but they're going to be looking to respond coming into the game on Saturday. And overall, that's just sums up their season. It's been really mixed. They've been going in front, they've been losing games. You just can't predict them so far this season. But obviously with the likes of PUKKI up front and Todd Cantwell, it's going to be very hard to keep the Canaries out on Saturday at the King Power. But obviously with their poor defence, with their mixed bag of defence, with the amount of players they have injured in that type of area of the pitch, I think it's going to be very easy to break through this Norwich defence and get another 3 points on the board. The away form for Daniel Farke's men has also been a big problem in their season. They've only won one game. That came against Everton at Goodison Park, where they managed to win 2-0. It was a fair play, that was a decent result. But apart from that, they've been really shocking away from home. So hopefully Leicester can take advantage of that and keep that poor run of form going for Norwich away from home. But that's it for the Norwich side of the match preview. So let's get straight into this Leicester side of the match preview. So that's about for Leicester. Obviously, we travelled to Villa Park to take on Aston Villa in the Premier League, and we won 4-1. Make sure to watch my match review, link in the description to that for a more in-depth review of the game, like it says in the title, a match review. But yeah, that was a brilliant performance away from home. Obviously, putting 4 past Aston Villa at Villa Park, there's no shame in that at all. Obviously, with lots of Liverpool going to Villa Park and just about scraping the win. It's very convincing that we managed to win by that, and to be honest, we probably could have scored more. So overall, it was a brilliant performance away from home. Obviously, we did concede the goal through Jack Grealish, and to be honest, it was a bit of a lucky goal. So overall, there's nothing to blame with the performance then, and hopefully we can carry that good confidence through to the game on Saturday when we take on Norwich. Leicester come into the game on Saturday with 8 wins in a row in the Premier League, 9 in all competitions, so the confidence around the club is very high going into the game, and the expectation is to beat Norwich quite convincingly on Saturday at the King Power Stadium. Obviously, Jamie Vardy is on one of his runs again. He's getting ever closer to his record of consecutive goals scored, so hopefully he can get another goal to keep that alive. Obviously, he's on 8, I do believe, so hopefully he can beat that. That'll be very good to see. Hopefully Vardy can keep on scoring, and overall, with the way we demolished Villa on Sunday, I'm really confident that Leicester can get another 3 points. Leicester haven't lost all season at the King Power Stadium so far, to make matters worse for Norwich, so I'm very confident that we can keep that run going on Saturday and get another 3 points on the board. And with the start of the season we've had, with the recent performances we've had at the King Power and the way from home, the King Power should be rocking on Saturday. Hopefully we can all get behind the lads and push the lads on to get another 3 points. But on to my score prediction, and I go with a Leicester City 3, Norwich 0 as my score prediction. I think Leicester will win very convincingly on Saturday at the King Power Stadium. I think Jamie Vardy is going to get another brace, another 2 goals in the league for him. And I can see James Maddison also scoring. He came very close against Villa, so he's going to want to score at the King Power Stadium against his former side. But to be honest, I don't care whoever scores, as long as Vardy scores and we get another win. I'm very confident that we can also keep a clean sheet as well. And overall, it'll be a brilliant performance, and hopefully we can just get another 3 points. But let's get straight into my 1 to 11. This is the side I think Brendan will go over to start on Saturday at the King Power Stadium. To start off in goal, I'm going to go with Kasper Schmeichel. Another decent performance against Aston Villa. He couldn't really do too much about the Jack Grealish goal, so hopefully Kasper can have another solid goal in there. But it's going to be hard to keep the clean sheet with lots of PUKKI and Todd Cantwell. It's going to be difficult, but I'm confident that Kasper can keep another clean sheet at the King Power Stadium. Moving into the back four, starting off at right back, I'm going to go with Ricardo Pereira. Obviously played very well against Aston Villa. He did get the man of the match from Sky. So hopefully Ricky can have another solid game at right back, and hopefully he can really attack that defence alongside Ben Chilwell at left back. Moving into the centre back, starts off with the right one, Johnny Evans, the main man who scored another header, well not another, he scored a brilliant header away from home on Sunday at Villa Park. So hopefully maybe he can get on the score sheet again, but as long as he has a solid game defensively, I'll be very happy. And the man alongside him, he probably should have scored at Villa Park, Kagler Seung-ju, another solid game for them two at Villa Park last time out. So hopefully he can have another clean sheet, and hopefully he can get Timo Pukki in his pocket coming out of the King Power. And finally at left back, I'm going to go with Ben Chilwell. Obviously came back into the lineup against Aston Villa, played very well. Obviously with the likes of Ricardo and Chilwell getting out of that Norwich defence, things will be vital if you are going to take 3 points. I think them can cause a lot of problems to that Canaries defence. So moving into midfield, this is where it does get very difficult to predict the lineup. Obviously we've been changing the formation. Last time out we played a different formation with the 2 strikers, but I'm going to go back to the usual formation which we do play. So starting off in that defensive role, I'm going to go with Wilfred and Diddy. Obviously he did play against Aston Villa, he played very well as well, so hopefully he can have another solid game. Obviously with Norwich being so poor, he probably won't have too much to do, but as long as he does his job, cleans up in front of the defence, he'll have another solid game. Moving in front of him, I'm going to go with Yuri Tillemans. Not his best games against Aston Villa, but a decent one. So hopefully Yuri can have another solid game in midfield. Alongside James Maddison against his former club. The first time he'll play Norwich since he left the Canaries to join Leicester back a year ago under Club well. So I'm hoping he scores. He probably won't celebrate. So yeah, hopefully Maddison can have a solid game against his old club. And now moving into the front three, so starting off in the left wing position, I'm going to go with Harvey Barnes. Obviously didn't play against Aston Villa as we did change the formation. I think Brendan will go back to that usual formation which we do play. I think Brendan's only going to use that if you're tiring out. But you know, it's a different thing to come off the bench if you are struggling, we can bring that formation on. So it's good to see. But I think Harvey Barnes will start in the left wing position. The other winger, I'm going to go with Jose Perez. He got a rest on Sunday, so I think he's going to be ready to go, raring to go on Saturday when we take on Norwich. And finally, moving in front of him, the main man, Jamie Vardy. He's just a guy, he just keeps on scoring. No one can stop him. Obviously, that celebration from the whole end, I love that, and the North Stand at Villa. So hopefully Jamie Vardy can score another goal. But that's it for the Leicester versus Norwich match preview. I will be attending the game on Saturday with my mate, so it should be a good one. The vlog will be out straight after the game, so get ready for that. But even like, if you did enjoy today's video, subscribe if you haven't already, turn my channel post notifications so you're the first person to see the vlog. Let me know your score predictions in the comment section down below, guys. Bye, SPORTSA, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.